Do you find yourself avoiding difficult emotions? Many people fear that if they connect with challenging feelings, they may become overwhelmed or swept away by them. Sound familiar? I'm Dr. Ruth Callahan. I'm a behavioural psychologist and psychotherapist, and I'd like to help you master your emotional regulation. So, what exactly is emotional regulation? We can describe it as our ability to manage emotional experiences appropriately, finding socially acceptable ways to express our emotional content and effectively communicate these feelings to those around us. This is very important, as without good emotional regulation, we can struggle with more psychological distress than is necessary. People around us, especially those we are in close relationships with, may struggle to understand our emotional context and the behaviours we engage in as a direct result. If we fail to regulate our emotions well, we may even make poor decisions that result in negative consequences from those around us, even from law enforcement in some cases. So let's start with step 1 in regulating our emotions: naming them. This may sound easy, but in practice it has its challenges. In order to name what it is that we are feeling, we must be courageous enough to allow ourselves to truly feel what we feel. For some of us, that involves putting ourselves out of our comfort zone and embracing the risk that we may experience something unpleasant. If this sounds like you, fear not. The more we dip in and out of our emotional content, the more we build our tolerance for discomfort, and the easier and less distressing it becomes. Likewise, the more we build our emotional regulation, the less we experience our challenging emotions as uncomfortable. So giving ourselves permission to go to that place of emotion, knowing that it may be messy or tense short term, is the healthiest thing we can do for ourselves. It is important to build our emotional vocabulary. Whilst it's fantastic to identify that I feel angry, being able to crystallize which kind of anger I feel, frustrated, annoyed, livid, really helps when we need to base decisions around my reaction to this emotion. It also helps us to feel greater autonomy over our emotions. I'm experiencing this emotion rather than a victim of it. Therefore, I can choose how I respond to it rather than feeling helpless or out of control. The wheel of emotions can be a useful aid or visual cue when trying to decide on a word or words to describe how I feel. Remembering, of course, that I may and often do experience more than one emotion at a time. So can you start to name the emotions you're experiencing? Comment below with how it's going for you and any obstacles you've noticed. Share this video with your friends and be sure to follow for more on what to do next on your emotional regulation journey.